Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Welcome, everybody, to the booth. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward for this game. And Brock, as a former quarterback, I know your focus is on the offensive side of the ball ahead of this kickoff.
Yeah, these two offenses are so fun to watch because the best offenses in this league, Kate, they're about trust. And it just pops out. When you study them during the week on the game film, you just see it. They trust one another. That's head coach, that's coordinator, that's play caller, that's to the quarterback, and then certainly the 11 on the field. Both these groups are getting it done.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Jennings coming in motion right. Right to the air is Herbert. Completed over the middle. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. He won't be able to get past the line, and very quickly, Brock, they're going to be facing 3rd down to begin this ball game. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. This is going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Just trying a little bit too hard to get that 3rd down conversion. Brock wanted so badly to keep that opening series going, and that one cost him.
Yeah, I think it's less, Kate, in this case about the throw and much more about crediting the defense who was ready and willing to be opportunistic. Not just knock that ball away.
Yeah.
They wanted to take advantage of that opportunity, and they jumped on it.
One right down the middle. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Cowboys nothing. Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's going to be a gain of 8 on 1st down.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
Ram, Delta. Home trips right.
On the play fake, it's Herbert. And they don't connect looking deep there, but this play's not quite over yet. So there's a flag on the field. So a big self-inflicted error as that personal foul moves the ball forward quite a bit. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down.
Kappa. Hey, easy. We're going orange.
Now motion him out of the backfield. Throwing on 1st is Herbert. Eagles are on it, and down he goes. And that sack drives him in the wrong direction, partner, ahead of this 2nd down.
Defense's first sack of the game, Kid. We can now see some of the negatives, the trade-offs of his great running ability. When he tries to create, well, he can find himself going backwards, and in this case, for a really big loss.
Gonna need something special here. 2nd and 20 following the sack.
Delta. Home trips right. Let's go.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
21. Line. Hey, go line. Let's go.
Motioning Burks left.
Ready?
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And this defense makes the stop in a big way to bring up 4th down. The Cowboys setting out their punting unit. Smith back to receive it. That's grabbed at the 10. Nothing to complain about on this return as he gets it beyond the 30. New set of downs for him from the 31. They get in on the ground here with Montgomery. I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss. First play of the game. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Hewitt, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too. Defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Takes the 2nd down snap. That's complete to the back. David Montgomery. Down the left sideline he goes. And he's out of bounds, but what a great play there, Brock. He's got him into field goal range. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a 1st down. He's going to throw this one. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. The rookie from Ohio State takes it away. One quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. It's the Eagles soaring to an early lead. We'll return to the link right after this. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They're set up with it after the pick to end the first. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And a power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. They send the tight end in motion left. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Herbert from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And it'll be 3rd down coming up after this defense's 3rd sack of the game.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense.
Herbert here, 3rd and long. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he's going to be sent out of bounds to end a great pickup, but somehow did not pick up the first. It's going to be 4th down coming up. Exactly 2 minutes to play in half number 1. More football from the Link coming up in just a moment.
Ready.
6 yards to the line. The offense is going to go for this. They snap it to Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. Right call at the right time, Brock. Give him 9 and a successful conversion on 4. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10.
Delta. 21.
Motioning one of the tight ends.
Hey, easy. We'll go orange. Ready.
1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Flushed out of the pocket. He gets this to Michael Mayer. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Design quarterback run here. Herbert lost the football, but I believe the Cowboys were the first to the football. They were, so they're going to keep possession. So following the fumble and the recovery, here comes 2nd and short. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be 3rd down.
Geez, with each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative, this quarterback, stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 4th and 1.
Inside of field goal range, but the kicker ain't moving. They're going for this. On 4th down, here's Herbert. He finds him beyond the marker. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
1st down, Cowboys.
And we'll have a Cowboys field goal try coming up. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. One of the league's elder statesmen knocks it through. And they're able to get 3 points off that turnover.
It's only 3 points, and they're going to still trail at halftime, but every little bit helps. And I'll tell you this as well. It also helps maybe later in the game. You got a 4th quarter clutch kick to have that confidence built. That's important.
So it goes for a touchback. Let's see what they decide to do with the time they've got remaining here.
35-yard line.
This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive. All right, with 6 seconds left, we've got a timeout.
8 yards on the pickup.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. Looking to throw. Lasers this one deep down the middle. Into a crowd, and intercepted. Nate Wiggins has got it. And the Cowboys So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the second half of our wild card game gets underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Caught by Marshall. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. A pickup of 17. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Montgomery gets it from the gun. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
One thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. 70 Lions.
I'll throw it. Has a man downfield. It's Collins. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it 1st and goal from the 8.
I know they may have wanted to throw that pass a little bit sooner, but I'll tell you what, that receiver's ability to navigate his way across the entire field really set up the space he needed to complete the huge gain.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll run here. It's Montgomery. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That sure looks like a terrific call after you dial it up because the execution was awesome by everybody. You get that kind of run on 1st and goal, it sets the table for more success.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Check go.
Back on 2nd and goal. This one falls incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
One of the biggest snaps of this opening round of the postseason. Here comes 3rd and goal. And they're going to throw out of the gun. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
A 21-yard attempt.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, they'll take it. Some points to add a little to what's still a pretty small lead. Eventually, I think we all know they've got to find a way to reach the end zone.
The kick team out there for the Eagles, and this one is sent away. And he'll take a knee in the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Herbert. This has been a trend, yet another interception. And the Eagles add a considerable return onto the interception. They're going to take over inside the red zone. They're at the 15-yard line. Well, what better way to follow up one interception than by getting back out there and picking off another on the first play of the very next drive.
And think of all the work the offense just did on the sideline to try and recover. Okay, let's put together a good plan. Here's your adjustment. And in just one play, you flush it all down the toilet.
They'll come out throwing. Collins got it left side. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. Picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more. Now
Montgomery, toss right side. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks, and I'm looking for that to be called again.
Goal to go, they're passing. And he scores. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles parlay the interception into points. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The kick team out there for the Eagles. And this one is sent away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here. 1st and 10. Blown back, it's the handoff. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
Right.
Back to throw, here's Herbert. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yikes. As that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation. Just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
On 3rd down, Herbert. He's looking deep once again. Has it left side, Brock, but the throw carried him too close to that edge. They're going to say he brought it in out of bounds. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
All right, looks like this is the moment. They're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on 4th. He's loaded another one up. Brought in inside the 20. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys shave some off the deficit late in the quarter.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
Brian Schottenheimer wants his guys to get 2 more here.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try it on the ground. And he reaches the end zone, so the 2-point conversion will cut the lead down to 6.
17. Cowboys 11. Morton Anderson.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Here's Smith on the return. The coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
This, our last play of the quarter. Going now on 1st down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. The Eagles with the lead, hoping to close out a playoff win. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. Montgomery now up the middle. Found some good space on that run, Brock. It's a gain of 8 into enemy territory.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
He cuts it right. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
I'll tell you what, Kate, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up second down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 17-yard line.
It's Montgomery on the counter. And that's going to be an 8-yard gain, it looks like, as it puts them in goal to go. 9-yard pickup, and it sets them up with first and goal.
That's another Eagles first down.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles up by 6. A touchdown would put this one to bed. A few shots at it here, starting with first and goal.
Stephanie! Cowboy 80!
They'll run again with Montgomery. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Still some work to do on 2nd and goal.
Set! 60 Eagles! 60 Eagles!
Once more, it's Montgomery. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles go up by 12 in the 4th. David Montgomery with the touchdown. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here, 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
The kick team out there for the Eagles, and this one is sent away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Now Herbert to throw. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately, no connection to be made.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That's what I call complimentary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
Now to throw. Sends this to the end zone. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Here's Herbert leading them to the line, going for 2.
The Cowboys will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Here he is to throw. He's got it. Looks like both feet were in, and that's going to get them 2 points.
24. Cowboys 19. Morton Anderson to kick
So
off.
after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Has this at the 6. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Let's go! 60 Bisons!
It gives to Montgomery to start the drive. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. Reaches the 40. Into the red zone. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
The kick team out there for the Eagles, and this one is sent away. Fielded at the 7. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Cowboys just about set. Here comes first and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Even the best of them can be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
2nd and 10. Herbert trying again. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw it. Trying to push deep downfield. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Devon Holland comes up with it. And the Eagles get a great return up close to their own 30 before they're able to drag him down.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
You're going to pass it here. Finds him on the crossing route. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already at midfield.
Let's go now. Motion.
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Completes, dialing up Collins again. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. Philadelphia going to...
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. So good to have you on board with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here. Greg, you look at the marquee, and it's a lot of offensive stars here. I'm looking at the other side. Defenses better show up here if you want to walk out with a win.
Yeah, I think the burden, of course, lies on the players, particularly the players in the secondaries of both of these teams. They're going to have moments where they've got to win one-on-one, as you said, against some of the top offensive skill players in the league. But I also feel like there's a lot on the shoulders of this defensive coordinator. Can you change up coverages, change up looks, make it difficult pre- and post-snap, not only on these wide receivers and skill players, but also on the guy with the ball in his hand, calling the shots, playing quarterback.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone, David Montgomery. And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, that first play you drawn up sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A gain of 24 through the air. First down, Philadelphia. To the air, it's Peyton. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. Down, he's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down.
Trust me, Mike, I've been there. You're this close to the goal line. You're thinking you're going to score, and it's going to be 6. You're fighting, you're clawing, but you can't lose the ball. Everything has to be about protecting the football.
To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles.
Just an ideal start, Mike. You're on the road. You're in the playoffs. Anytime you can go down there and end with a score, it just takes the crowd down a notch. They've been tailgating. They've wanted to start this game hot. Maybe let doubt start to creep in that, I know we're playing a game at home, but man, these guys came to play.
Next the score, Eagles 7, Lions 0.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
At the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 2. They'll go again with Robinson.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
The throw is Dart. That's hot. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield.
10 yards.
They get 10 yards on the hook up there. Good for a Lions first down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
A gift, and here comes Robinson. And he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
Kyle Hamilton.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Throw to right flat. It is caught. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's 3rd down coming up.
A gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
That's good for the Lions. First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. Cougar 19. I go.
Dart. Finding his tight end, man. And he's close to another first down. He'll step out right at that first down marker.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down by
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Looking for a third down conversion on this drive, and they only need a foot. Pick this one up on the ground. And he's going to have a Lions first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker, and they convert on 3rd and inches.
at the 24-yard line.
1 quarter down in this NFC divisional round matchup. It's the Eagles with the early advantage. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On the play fake, here's Dart. That is hauled in at the 5. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Robinson. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
On the stop. It's a loss of 1. Brings up second and goal at the 5-yard line.
One more time, it's Robinson. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down.
3-yard loss on the play. It's 3rd and goal.
Ready, break. Mustang 19. Come on, set. Cougar 19.
2 minutes remain. First half in a 7-0 game. Back with more NFC playoff action after this.
Ready.
So last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
60 Bison. Chop 60. Ready.
He'll try to throw it, and here's Dart. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Go.
So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10.
A gain of 14. First down, Philadelphia.
Back to throw is Manning. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball and it'll bring up third down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Left side into the hands of Hopkins. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down.
And that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field, and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points. But either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, you want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points. Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. And that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
The Lions call their first time out. Talk things over before third down. Peyton going to look to throw. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here comes the Eagles punt team. That is terrific. Out of bounds, inside the 5-yard line.
Ready, set. Street. Here we go. Go.
They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Solid running there. He takes this up near the 35. It's a big run by Robinson. 32 yards.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
Out of shotgun. It's Dart. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And that is incomplete.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
They come to the line needing 11 here on third down. Again, working deep downfield. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. And they force fourth down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns. You know, Mike, you could almost just look down in the huddle and the players are looking at the sideline like, Coach, isn't the punt team going to come out? And the coach was having none of it. He says, no, you're staying on the field. We're being aggressive all day long, and we're going to go pick up this first down.
A 51-yard attempt.
Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. Nick Sirianni now going to send out the field goal unit. This a 46-yard attempt. That one is good. And the Eagles will extend to a 10-0 lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
A return now from the 4. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. To throw is Dart on 1st and 10. Moving outside the pocket. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. We are set for the second half kickoff. One of these teams ready to book a date in the NFC Championship game next week. And we are back at it with the third quarter.
Okay, ready? Buffalo 18.
On 1st down, Dart flushed to his right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
In motion, that's the tight end, Mayer. On 2nd down, Dart. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. And he will go all the way. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Detroit. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 8. They go play action with Manning. Open man downfield. It's DeAndre Hopkins with the grab. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
You know, Mike, these crossing routes, you just see them being used more and more often. And really, it's because it's good against any defense. And what it does is it creates separation. It allows some of your best players to catch the ball on the move. And that short throw oftentimes turns into a long run.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They're going to run the draw with Montgomery. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down.
A 2-yard gain on the play.
Looking to throw is Manning. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Give him 27, and it's 1st and goal. Here's a run. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
Let's go. Let's stay 19. Ready?
On third down, it's Manning. This one caught at the 4.
This is a really popular concept on third down. It's good versus man, it's good versus zone. They call it mesh routes or drag routes. They want to create some traffic in the middle of the field and pop the receiver out the backside of the defense. We give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. They rallied to the ball and keeps him short from picking up the first down. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
And go.
Throwing is Dart. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
And I think it's really been to all of our surprise. We haven't really had to say his name very much so far, and I think you can give the defense all the credit for that. There's his first catch of the game, and it comes here in the third quarter.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports.
Okay, ready?
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. Ready,
Here's a designed run. He'll get 2, maybe 3, up to the 37-yard line.
No, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
To the air on 2nd down. Dart. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss.
That big boy was moving, Mike. That was impressive. I mean, it's not easy to bring down this quarterback in any situation. But to hawk him down from his interior defensive line spot nearly out by the sideline, that's beyond impressive.
And this is going to set up a long field ahead. Backed up as it is touchdown inside the 10. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Here's Manning. So just under 2 minutes here in this one. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Whistles here and a timeout. Defense going to take this one with 1:51 to go.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Now he's free at the 35. take this all the way to the house. 92 yards. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
And that should all but put this one away, Mike. And we've had some big plays throughout this game, but none bigger than that one right there. They score on the long touchdown, and that makes this a two-possession game here late.
The extra point, up and good. And the Eagles will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over.
23-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
79 Bronco, 7 Pirates, 7 Mustang 19, 19 Lions. Ready?
They'll drop to throw. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
Chap 60, chap 60. And up, 19 tight, 19, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Up 19, cut 19. Go.
Out of the gun, here comes Dart. He's going to look downfield once again.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
18, right here. Ready, ready.
Out of the gun, 3rd down. It's Dart. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line. 2 timeouts still left, but scoring quickly here, a must. It's 1st and 10. Dart going to throw it again. On the run to the right. That one thrown on the run, but the receiver had to reach back, couldn't bring it in, and it is incomplete. Michael Mayer, the tight end, was targeted with that one. And that will lead to a 2nd down.
70 ready. Come on, set. Cougar 19. 60
Throwing again, Dart. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. And that is incomplete.
So I don't hate the decision, Mike, but it just feels like he put a little too much air on that ball. It just took that ball way too much time to get to the open receiver. And when you hang a ball that long, the defenders at this level are just going to break and attack on that ball. And he's lucky that didn't end up going back the other direction.
And he's going to take it into the end zone. It's a touchdown. There is a penalty marker down, but it looks like this one's going to hold up. On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it. And the Lions are back within 6. A one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick. The gut with Montgomery. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. Now Detroit's going to use their 2nd timeout, and they stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. On the play fake, here's Manning. Open man downfield, it is Hopkins. And this is going to be a touchdown.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
The kick is good. Makes the score Eagles 27, Lions 14.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Panthers 60, Panthers 18, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Here's the 3rd and final timeout for the Lions. And they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here comes 2nd down.
Go! 70 Lions. Mustang 19.
Now Dart. He's going to put it up, take a shot for Hopkins. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. It's the safety, Kyle Hamilton. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
At their own 35-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's Dart on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Jackson Dart sacked. A loss of 9 yards.
So it's a win here for the Eagles. They are able to do something that's not easy to do. Get a win away from home in the playoffs. For their troubles, they've got a date next Sunday in the conference championship game. Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. We've got a couple of teams, Greg, that can make it happen with the defensive front. That's going to be a huge focus on this game.
With the importance of the passing game in today's NFL, Mike, you know how great it is to be able to disrupt that timing and throw off the quarterback's rhythm. And no better way to do that than by being able to get after them, especially with your defensive line. You don't have to blitz. You don't have to bring a fifth rusher. Keep that secondary intact. If this defensive line can cause havoc in the pocket for this quarterback, it's going to go a long way towards slowing down what's been a very good offense.
First carry for David Montgomery. And he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down right away. A loss of yards. What a message on the first play.
And 12 at the 33-yard line.
Oh, intercepted on the second play of the game. He works free. Right side. And he's going to bring this one back. Wow, less than a minute into the game. It's a pick six and an early touchdown. From the 38 now, here's second down and 7. To the air, it's Peyton. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike. Make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to bring this one back. Wow, less than a minute into the game. It's a pick six and an early touchdown. And the defense comes up with the first points of this one. It is a pick six to make it a 6-0 lead.
And, Mike, we talked all week which offense was going to be able to strike first and play with the lead. Well, the defense, they had other plans. They're able to put the first points on the board by capitalizing with that pick six.
And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Manning. Trying the right side. Taken in by Collins. Ball on the 39. Here's second down and 6.
Second and 6. At the 30.
Here's a handoff to Montgomery. His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. 19 more on that one, and another first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now Montgomery. Finding room to the 20. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
That's another Eagles first.
To the air is Manning. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
The extra point try forthcoming. He gets it to go, and the Eagles will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Warriors, take 60 by 19 Lions.
Throwing right away is Allen. This one into the hands of Marshall. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. Moving to his right. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Here we go, set. 70 Lions, 79 Broncos. Check up.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. That ball is caught on the sideline and goes deep inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
He's into space past the 25, and they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It's a gain of 29, and it's 1st and goal.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
18 Pioneer, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They'll run with Robinson. And he's going to be brought down. And with that tackle, we hit the end of the 1st quarter of play.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Lions ball to begin the 2nd quarter as they come up now 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete.
So you find yourself down here in the red zone. This is where it's critical for the quarterback, Mike, to understand he's only got 2 options. Put the ball in a spot where your guy can catch it or in a spot where nobody can catch it. And unfortunately for them, this time ends up being the latter.
3rd and goal. From the gun, here is Allen. to the end zone. It's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as it'll come out to the 20.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions call their first timeout, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. They go play action with Manning. He completes it to Marshall. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. So from the 25, it's 2nd and 5.
The 25-yard line.
Peyton going to look to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down. A pickup of 8.
That's good.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Here's a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
Looking to throw is Manning. And we try to swing it outside, and it's intercepted. And he is going to score a pick 6 for the touchdown.
And Mike, as bad as things seem, especially after that last play, the key to playing quarterback in this league, if you're going to allow bad plays to lead to more bad plays, you're not going to last very long. So it's the value of, hey, can you win the next play and then the play after that? Those are the guys that really make it in this league, and we're going to get a good test of it right here.
No problem there on the extra point, and the Lions will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Morton Anderson to kick off.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
To throw, it's Manning. Now right on the heels of the pick 6, he is intercepted.
Bad as it can possibly get. Like, you're only 1 play into the drive. You're trying to establish a little early rhythm, get something going, and now you're jogging off the field watching your opponent celebrate in the end zone. So they're going to have to come back out here on offense pretty quickly, regroup, take a deep breath, and try to bounce back.
The extra point is up and through, and the Lions will take a 21-7 lead.
Morton Anderson to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so that's whistled dead, and the ball gets placed at the 40-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Manning. He's going to look for the home run ball. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. Elijah Arroyo was the intended target. And it'll lead to a 2nd down. Back to throw is Manning. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and it's good enough for a first down.
And an Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Now, faking the give. the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. They'll have the first down. It's a gain of 28.
That's another Eagles first down. A 28-yard gain. First down, Philadelphia.
On the handoff, it's Montgomery. And strong running in deep. Inside the 10-yard line, a gain of 9 on the carry.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Here's Manning. That is caught, and he's in. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Eagles.
Eagles.
Point after try, forthcoming.
Extra point.
It's up and good. And the Eagles draw closer here. It's 21-14.
14. Adam Vinatieri set to
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Allen. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. So the Eagles will use their first time out here. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half.
This offense came into this drive hoping to extend their narrow lead, Mike, but instead, after first down, they find themselves in second and forever following that big sack right out of the gate.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He'll air it out down the middle. He's got it! Fighting for the goal line. He lost the football. It's out. And I think the Eagles have it. Yes, they do. Well, a big play there and maybe a big break, too. The ball going out of bounds so they keep possession and keep a little bit of this momentum going, Greg.
We see this across the league so much now, Mike. Defenders are getting so good at ripping that ball out. Unfortunately for them, in this case, they got the ball out, but it ended up going out of bounds.
Open man, downfield, it's Nico Collins. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their second. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter.
Eagles first down. A gain of 68 yards. First down, Eagles.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. On the play fake, here's Manning. And he'll take it on in. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Philadelphia. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Throwing now. Allen here on first down. Forced out wide. Off he goes. And he's going to be out of bounds just shy of midfield. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards. And most importantly, a first down. On first down, Allen. Flush to his right. Now a ball deep, middle of the field, and this will be incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ended up being a wasted down.
To the air on second down. Here's Allen. He's going to try it here again. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again.
On third down, it's Allen. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
Both of these teams hoping to be the ones to lift the George Halas Trophy. Quarter number 3 of the NFC title game underway. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. They send the tight end in motion. They'll throw on first down with Allen. Exiting the pocket right. To the right side here. Pass is caught. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Play action now, and here's Allen. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Tight end on the move left. Third and a yard. Allen. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
On play action, Allen got his man. That's Grant. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
A gain of 9.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
From the 41, it's 2nd and 1. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
From the gun, throw here for Allen. This one into the hands of Marshall. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the gun, here is Allen. Out to his right. He's going to keep it himself.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they failed to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 5. On the ground, it's Robinson. And he will work his way to the 11-yard line. Good running and a 1st down.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
On 1st down, right back to Robinson. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 6-yard line.
So now they'll throw it with Allen. Forced out left. And that is incomplete. They couldn't hook up there. As time has expired, the 3rd quarter has come to an end. A massive play here. Late, tie game, 3rd down. Hopkins sent in motion. On 3rd down, it's Allen. It is brought in the end zone. Alvin Johnson, touchdown Lions. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
But PAT up and good. And the Lions go up by 7, 28-21.
Morton Anderson to kick off.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Peyton going to look to throw. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far. But that one gives him a 1st down. To the air, it's Peyton. He completes it to Marshall. And will move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Eagles 1st down. A gain of 31 yards.
On the ground, Montgomery. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Montgomery, the ball carrier. He's brought down at the 15-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Manning. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. And the Lions are right back in this one. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Another run here for Robinson.
Well, now this brings up 3rd down, Mike, and a really tough call for this coach. Does he want to remain aggressive, put the ball in the air and try to keep this offense on the field? Or can he be a little more conservative, not be afraid to punt the ball away, and hope his defense can finish this game out?
It is 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. On the move left. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. And he's going to be looking at a short field for the offense after the INT. Chance to tie the game or even take the lead.
And it's just the last thing you can afford to do, especially in this situation. Like, there's just no need to force the ball. You're playing with a lead. It's late in the game, and I know he's got a lot of confidence in his arm, and he thinks he can get away with it, but that decision, it proves to be costly.
Now Manning. And that is caught on the right sideline, but it's out of bounds, says the official who was right there. Not the most accurate pass. It's incomplete, and it's 2nd down. Throwing now, Manning. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. Here's Manning. Open man, left side. He's got it. That is rare. You don't see 3rd and 17 converted all that often. 1st down.
That's good for Eagles. 1st down.
Montgomery. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Now on 2nd and long. Back to throw is Manning. That's to the running back, David Montgomery. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line.
Gain of 14 yards.
Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts, and they stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
1st down, Philadelphia.
They go play action with Manning. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. Whoa. And he's going to be taken down, but there are 1, 2, 3 flags on the field. I don't think this is going to stand. Here we go. 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards. So now then, 1st and goal from the 1. To the air is Manning. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And it's a touchdown. They have gotten to within 1, and a 2-point conversion can give them the lead here in the final minute. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up. that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
So, not much time remaining to get something started. All tied here, late fourth as the kickoff comes. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. They'll come up for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd down, it's Allen. He'll let one go down the middle. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the top.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Got the distance, and it's good. He knocks it through from long range. And that very likely will be a game winner.
Adam Vinatieri set to kick off.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's 1st down. A final shot now for Allen. He's going to dial up another deep ball. And that's going to be intercepted. So it's a win here for the visiting Eagles. As their fans will celebrate, they claim the George Halas Trophy, champions of the NFC. Next stop, the Super Bowl. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from downtown Detroit.